I'm Andrew Eisenberg. I am the Business Development Manager for our MyCorporation program here at Deluxe. And my assumption is that you guys missed a lot of what we went through here. What this slide just shows is the Deluxe relationship that we have with our products and services for our small business clients. So you think about your small business client who comes to get the checking account or savings account, your CDs. We look at the business account the same way. That client who is trying to get just their day-to-day done. They start their business, and from day one, we want to be able to support them just like you guys do with opening their account. We want to make sure that they're able to incorporate their business, get their business license, and then grow into a growth business, get their logo set up in their online presence, so on and so forth. So we look at it as a linear journey. And how MyCorporation fits in within this entire ecosystem is on the far left-hand side. Right away when that business owner starts out and they have that idea, we want to be able to support them right up front, being able to get them set up with their registrations through their Secretaries of State and the IRS, get them set up with their business license, just like you guys want to be able to do, supporting them from day one when they want to open up their accounts. So who MyCorporation is within the Deluxe ecosystem as a KBA vendor. So under the Deluxe umbrella, we have a relationship as an endorsed vendor with the Kentucky Bankers Association to be able to provide business registration services to your clients through your financial institution. We have been doing this for more than 2.5 decades now, and have a very, very strong footprint in the business registration market. When Deluxe made the acquisition of MyCorporation, we had the opportunity to vet a number of different companies that do business registration filings and made the decision to acquire MyCorporation specifically because of what's on the right-hand side here. Fantastic reviews from current customers. We've helped at MyCorporation over 1 million individual business owners over the past 20 plus years get set up with their registrations through their Secretary of State, the IRS, and take care of all of their filings in all 50 states. And increasingly important now, changing legislation with certainly COVID has impacted all of us in 2020 a lot. Legislation is constantly changing, and for the individual business owner, they cannot be expected to understand every single detail when it comes to entity selection and being an expert when you start your business. How are you going to know which entity selection is the best for you? So we have that expertise over here within the Deluxe umbrella under MyCorporation. We are the consultants to be able to help out the business owner understand this is what an LLC is versus a sole proprietor versus a nonprofit, so on and so forth. So we're able to do that. And then obviously we really stand behind our customer service and the model that we build because of the consultative approach we take with our clients, which is exactly how you guys look at the relationship with your clients, wanting to be that advisor for them to be able to manage their finances and their money, and certainly be able to leverage the programs through the KBA. So just laying the framework for the session, protecting and new clients, protecting existing clients, being able to onboard. It's important to understand where we're setting the framework. What is the foundation that we're talking about? Where are business owners getting information? When are they getting information? Who are they looking to get it? And then what else are they thinking about when they're going through this process? So this was a research done by the Deluxe research team to look at new business owners as they go through the experience of starting their business. So you see the color scheme, the key at the bottom here. What's really important is what's highlighted in the red box there, which is the number 2 in-person advisor that the business owner looks to when they start their business is advice from their banker. So they start with their friends and family, certainly very common. You ask people who are in your inner circle, in your network, for advice. And then the next person they're talking to is their banker, whoever they have that relationship with, because they are a trusted business partner. What the advice that you get from your financial institution, you take very, very seriously because you trust them with your money. Any recommendation, any advice that you get from that person, you really take to heart to be able to manage your business. So having these quality relationships, quality conversations with our business clients is really important, because we want to make sure that they're set up for success and that they're set up for the long haul, because we want them to be clients of our bank as long as they're going to be in business, and we want them to be returning and happy clients and make sure that they're being protected. And what's interesting, when we think about protecting clients, onboarding new clients, making sure that they're being compliant and they're going through the process that we think that they would go through as they start their business, there's a timeline that I think we all have in our head in terms of, you started your business, you're going to do X, Y, and Z next. And the business owner, they think that as well when they start their business. But what's interesting is that it doesn't always go in the way that they think it's going to go. So here is just a visual representation of the actual business owner 2 years reflective of starting their business, meaning that the audience that filled out this survey has been in business for a minimum of 2 years. This is when they did particular things after starting their business. And what's really, really surprising, less than half within the 2-year time window, less than half came to open a checking account before they open their doors. So they haven't thought about that up front, but it's something that they thought they would do going into it. And what's equally concerning is that they haven't set up a legal business structure going into the relationship. And you look at this 20% number down here, minimum 2 years. So they've been in business for 24 months working with customers doing commerce, still have not set up any sort of legal business structure when they go to do the business. So it is really important to understand from the business owner's perspective, they might think that there's certain checkpoints and check marks that they're going to hit as they start their business. But a lot of times what we see is once they get into actually running the business, there's a lot of different things that are going to trip them up and take their attention. And some things are just going to go on the back burner that are really, really important that we have to bring to the forefront, have that conversation. We want to make sure that they're coming into our banks, into our branches, setting up their accounts, keeping their finances secure, and make sure that they're keeping their businesses secure, because there's a lot of liability. There's a lot of reasons why we want to be able to make sure that we're having good quality conversations with our clients and setting them up for success. One of the things that has been, I'm sure, top of mind for a lot of you guys on the phone here, working in the bank branches with clients throughout the past several months, the SBA PPP situation, giving out loans to clients, setting them up. I'm sure that we've seen a lot of existing clients come to you guys to be able to apply for PPP loans. And then I'm sure a percentage of new small businesses in your communities have tried to come in and be able to access the loans as well. It's interesting. The majority of businesses in the country have applied for the SBA PPP loans by now. We know that, and a lot of businesses have been forced to close their doors. A lot of them have been able to reopen their doors. Unfortunately, some of them were not able to reopen doors, and they have to look for other opportunities. What's important to understand from what some of your clients might be facing, or some of your potential clients, some of the business owners in your community, is that almost a third of the businesses that applied for PPP loans were unsuccessful. So for context, roughly 10 million nationwide businesses tried to apply for the PPP loans to just be able to keep their employees staffed, to keep their doors open, and they were unsuccessful. And the largest percentage of reasons to why they were unsuccessful to be able to get their PPP loan application submitted was they had trouble with their financial institution being able to submit the paperwork. They were too busy, they were taking on too many loans, so on and so forth, and they were not able to get facilitated through their financial institution. So this is an audience that we want to make sure, whether or not you're facing it at your branches, they're going to need some a version of a loan to keep their doors up and moving forward, or they're going to need a loan to start a new business moving forward, because they might have applied for the PPP program, been unsuccessful. And we want to be able to continue to make sure that we are facilitating those conversations, helping out this audience, because we certainly are sympathetic and empathetic about the trials, tribulations that our small business communities have gone through since early March and are continuing to go through now as we get through the summer. Just understanding some of the pain points that they might be facing, and to have these good quality conversations with our business clients about, were you able to apply for the PPP loan? Did you have any troubles? If they're not clients of your bank, but you're having these conversations because they had troubles at a different bank, good opportunity to have those conversations as well. And then as we look at coming out of the COVID situation, whatever that might look like in our individual communities, whatever coming out of it might be within the new economy, what we know is that business owners, when they're going to reopen their doors, or they had to close doors, or they're trying to just open a new door as a result of having to close doors. You know, there's a lot of serial entrepreneurs that if something goes wrong, we're going to pick up the pieces and we're going to get back out there within a new venture. When you look at your business clients, new and existing, they are going to have to do certain things when they either open a business, reopen a business, or close a business. And we want to make sure that we're able to help them out, support them with the legal registration and filing services that they need to be able to do to be compliant, to be able to just open accounts, frankly. So like when you open a business, you have to do certain things through your Secretary of State, through your local government, through the IRS. Like you have to get an EIN tax ID. You have to file through your Secretary of State in Kentucky if you want to file as an LLC, or your local county for your DBA license. Certain things that your clients are going to need to do, things that are time consuming, things that are complex, and things that they just aren't going to know unless they're working with an attorney or an accountant or a score advisor. They will generally not know a ton about these situations and these types of filings that they're going to have to do. A lot of business owners, when they close their doors, a lot of them don't know that you have to file a dissolution to formally close your business through your Secretary of State. It is a very, very common solution. Fortunately, there are programs and partners in place where we're able to help out and help facilitate those conversations, take care of it on the business owner's behalf, so they don't have to worry about it if they're going through this. They're going through enough already right now that they don't have to take on the additional opportunity, additional responsibility, but they have a great relationship with their bank partners who they trust to be able to provide recommendations to them, where we are able to now turn inward to endorse KBA vendors to be able to help support them in their times of need. And then certainly changing business needs like e-notary services, incredibly popular service right now because of COVID has not allowed a lot of individuals to be face-to-face with people who could actually notarize documents, the actual notary themselves. So by being able to support them with an online service to get them to be able to notarize documents, give them the power of attorney to be able to onboard payroll, so on and so forth, is incredibly important. That we're providing new innovative solutions to be able to make our clients' lives easier versus what they've experienced to this point, which I think we can all appreciate and understand has been a challenge getting through to the middle of July here. All right, so onboarding new clients. How are these solutions and services? What is the opportunity? What are we doing today to be able to help out clients with their onboarding phase? There is a specific scenario that we look at within the MyCorporation program where I have a client here in Kentucky and they want to start a business and they think that the next step I need to do is go open a bank account right here. I'm excited. I just started whatever my business is, wherever I'm at in the state, and I go to my local financial institution to be able to do it. A lot of times what will happen is that I, as a business owner who have a retail checking or savings account with my particular bank, will go to that bank to be able to open my account, my business account, because I started my business. It makes intuitive sense to the business owner. And unfortunately, what happens is that the individual business owner will have a conversation with that banker at the branch to open their account. And what they're told is that unfortunately, unless they have their DBA license, your EIN tax ID, your articles of incorporation, or in some financial institution cases, a standard operating agreement, unless you have all of this documentation ahead of time, we are not able to open your account today. While we want to be able to help you and we have a great relationship with you, especially if you're a retail client of ours, we want to be able to set you up for success. But unfortunately, you have to be able to go obtain these documents and then come back to us, and then we'll be able to help you out. And a lot of times what we'll hear is we refer them out to a local attorney, or we refer them to the Secretary of State website, which is fantastic and certainly A-okay, and we're helping to solve a problem for the business owner. But a couple of things that we're doing. One, we're sending that potential business client out of our branch without being able to convert them into a customer, into a lifelong client of ours. Now what we've done is we've given them homework. We've made their life a little bit more challenging. We know that from several slides ago, there is a number of different things that this business owner has on their plate when they're starting their business. The last thing that they want to have to do is go figure out entity selection and how to get a tax ID filed, so on and so forth. So what we commonly will see is if we send that client out of our branch without being able to help them that day with setting up their registration services, whatever it is that they need, they're leaving, they're going back to their office, and it might take them another weeks because they're going to go back and get busy and over inundated with new work and so on and so forth, that they might end up going to another financial institution a month, 2 months down the road to open a business account by the time they've actually filed for their DBA license or their LLC paperwork or a tax ID, whatever that is for that scenario. We are running the risk of losing those potential clients. What we want to be able to do as a financial institution is have that business owner come into our branch because they're excited, they want to open their business account, especially if they have a relationship with us. But if all they know is I have my driver's license and my social security number because I open my retail account that way, don't worry about it, not a problem. We have a great program in place through our Kentucky Bankers Association relationship that allows us to set up your tax ID in a matter of minutes right now, to get your LLC filed through the Secretary of State right now, so that we don't ever have to watch them leave our branch. And then if we have to refer them out to an attorney or go see an accountant, now we're forcing our clients to have to pay a substantial fee through any local attorneys. Generally, you're paying by the hour for this versus programs that we already have in place to endorse vendors that are able to solve the problem that day for our clients. So that's how we want to be able to support new clients, onboard them for the new business owner who we want to be able to solve that problem up front. Existing clients, we want to be able to protect them the entire lifespan of their journey. So they have a relationship with us, and I'm sure if you look inward at your business account base, a lot of them are going to fall into the sole proprietorship entity that opened a business account with their DBA license, which is A-okay. We were able to open the account. They're banking with us. They have a business account. Everyone's happy, and we were able to facilitate the customer. Fantastic. What we want to do next, and what is very, very common, is most business owners will start out as a sole proprietor. When they go to open their banking account, that's generally what they're going to be with their DBA name. What we want to be able to do, and what's going to be common for your clients, is 1, 2, 3 years down the road, they're going to incorporate their business through their Secretary of State. So through the Secretary of State, Kentucky, your clients have to figure out this process. If you hire an employee, if you take on payroll, if you take out a loan, you have to go through certain steps to be compliant in how you do this. Also, we want to make sure that our existing business clients are protected. If you operate as a sole proprietor today, you have never created a separation between your business assets and your personal assets. Why is that important? Well, you want to be able to protect your personal assets as a business owner. If anything happens to your business and you get sued, you run the risk of not only losing your business assets, but also your personal assets, your cars, your house, your savings accounts, so on and so forth. But incorporating means that you're creating that separation of your assets. So now you're only responsible for and liability for your business assets, your personal assets, and everything that's associated with you and your family is completely separate of your business. Very, very important to help our clients protect themselves. And then the money that you were able to save our clients on taxes. And sure, we can all appreciate the individual business owner, especially the micro business owner, who is running on a very, very lean budget, not cash rich, generally strapped, doesn't have a big marketing budget. But we're able to help them save substantial money when they file their taxes as a business owner. And I'll use one example. A realtor colleague of mine operated his first 6 years of his practice as a sole proprietor. Year 7, he incorporated as an LLC and saved $36,000 on his taxes by filing as an LLC versus filing as a sole proprietor. So we're talking substantial dollars filing that way. And it's important. We're able to pass this on to our clients, making sure that you are saving them money, deepening that relationship. They are going to thank you so much on the back end for it. And it is just such an important thing that we can pass along to our clients. And finally, the credibility that we're able to add to businesses. You add that INC or LLC designation to your business name, and we're able to add credibility to our business. From a personal standpoint, I do not give my credit card out online to any business that doesn't have the Incorporation designation on the end of it, because I don't know if they're credible, and I don't know if I can trust them with my credit card information. So it just adds that level of credibility, legitimacy to the business, to be able to let the community know that, yes, you are a legitimate business, you're a compliant business, and you can trust doing business with me. For context, what that landscape looks like today, it seems like, okay, Andrew, this makes sense. Why wouldn't you want to be an incorporated business? For any context, the cost to be able to file an incorporation versus, like, let's say an LLC through the state versus a DBA, it's minimal. I mean, you're talking tens of dollars for the difference in filing one versus the other. Now, the situation is that the path of least resistance for the business owner when you start out from day one, sole proprietorship is the easiest form of entity to set up. That's why the majority of new business owners we see are sole proprietors. That's why I'm sure when you open new business accounts for those, under 10 employee micro businesses, the majority of them are going to be sole proprietors opening an account with their DBA. This is where we're able to have that conversation about, have you thought about incorporating your business? There are so many reasons why we want to be able to do this. And just for a little context about the landscape of what this looks like, 73% of small businesses today, so 30 million businesses in the United States, small businesses, 23 to 24 million of those are sole proprietors. And that's a growing number. You see that it has 2015 to 2016 number on there. 2019 to 2020 was even higher than that. And it's because a lot of people have started out freelance businesses, gig businesses, independent contractor businesses. So the opportunity to have these conversations and the importance of these conversations is so valuable to our existing clients, because we want to make sure that they're going to be our client forever. And we don't want to ever have to worry about them getting their business sued or having anything happen. We want to make sure that we are deepening that relationship and just asking a simple question that they might have never even thought about. Have you incorporated your business? Have you thought about becoming an LLC? We have a great program through our KBA relationship that allows you to do it, and they take care of it for you. So we don't want the business owner to ever have to worry about, trying to figure out, is an LLC or a S Corp tax election the right thing for your individual business? You have a business partner that handles it on your behalf through the financial institution, which is such a great value add to be able to pass it on to clients. Just going through a couple examples to illustrate how important this is with individual examples. First one here, John's Convenience Shop in Lexington. Very, very easy to understand. John is a sole proprietor. He runs a convenience store. He has not incorporated his business. Customer comes into John's convenience store. They find a foreign object in their food. They sue John. Very common. I'm sure we've seen this on the news a number of times, where somebody will find a foreign substance or food poisoning or anything in their food from the restaurant that they went to. Because John didn't incorporate his business, that person is going to sue John for not only his convenience shop assets, but his personal assets. His house is his personal asset. And it's all because John did not incorporate his business as an LLC. He operated as a sole proprietor, like so many other business owners do today. Just incredibly important. And then second scenario, Joanne here, who has a bakery in Frankfurt. She has a physical location. Obviously, the bakery. Customer comes in, new, freshly cleaned floors. Customer comes in, slips and falls and sues. Again, very common scenario, something that is not that foreign to happening in brick and mortar locations. But because Joanne has formed her business as an LLC, the customer is not able to sue her for anything more than her business assets. And if anyone's thinking about, well, Andrew, doesn't insurance take care of that? No, business insurance is completely separate of what an LLC entity formation, that limited liability, does for your protection as a business owner. So it's just incredibly important to understand the two distinctions of a sole proprietor versus an LLC and why it's so important for our existing business clients to fall into this entity selection and then have a conversation with them because of what we want to do to protect them. And then just finally to illustrate how common it is, because a lot of times people ask me about, is it really common where businesses get sued and fall into lawsuits, so on and so forth? The answer is yeah, it's shockingly yes. So 1 out of every 5 lawsuits in the United States involves a small business owner. So 20 million lawsuits a year involve small business owners. And you see the sub bullets there in terms of what that breakdown is that makes that percentage. And slips and falls, employee discrimination, wrongful termination, so on and so forth. Very, very popular, very, very common. And what we don't want is for any of our business clients to have to go through this headache, this process, because it is incredibly time consuming and it can be very, very expensive. And we touched on, when we talked about tax savings, the amount of money that it costs a business owner to be involved in a lawsuit will bankrupt a lot of our business clients because they don't have an additional $50,000 to $100,000 to put into a lawsuit where they're getting sued by somebody for any reason. And not only that, if they lose that lawsuit and you're a sole proprietor, you're really, really setting yourself up for failure, which we don't want to do. We want to be able to show our business clients, hey, we have a great program here that's available for you guys that our business partners over at Deluxe through their MyCorporation program are able to help you get your business set up as an LLC or take care of any of your other business registration filings that you might need, from e-notary services to tax IDs to state IDs, so on and so forth. So just really, really important things that we're able to take off of the plate of the business owner, our business clients, that relationship, and solve that problem for them. So making sure that if you have a new client who comes in who doesn't have their paperwork set up, not a problem. We have a great program in place through our endorsed vendor, the KBA, that's able to help solve our problems. So that was the half hour of registration content. I apologize the first couple of minutes with the phone on mute, but hopefully we illustrated how important the service is and how important business registrations are, how important incorporation is for our business clients, and how important it is to expand our portfolio outside of the banking realm, but really show that business owner that you don't have to go and figure this out on your own, but you have a great relationship here through our bank, and we're able to help you out with our business partners. So I am going to open it up for any questions that you guys have. I'll check chat function first, and then Sarah, if we want to open the phone lines, anybody that has any questions over the phone, feel free to shout them out at this time. We'll one of the chat functions that the questions that was asked, and there's a common question about online capabilities. The overwhelming response to be able to offer services online as a result of not having branches open has been incredibly common. And we think about not being able to do anything besides appointment setting only with our clients. So to be able to offer services through our website, to be able to get clients set up and take advantage of these types of services through any other service, outside of Deluxe, with other KB endorsed vendor services, to be able to provide those as an online resource through our website, very important to give to clients, to let them know every different resource and product and service available to that they can come to through their financial institution and take advantage of. For context, our e-notary service that we have through MyCorp has been incredibly popular with financial institutions because of COVID. Just being able to offer the online service to be able to help solve problems for our business clients. We did get a question about pricing for the service, and I touched on that. LLCs and DBAs are frankly, it's going to be tens of dollars difference to be able to set up one versus the other one. Through the MyCorporation program, it's going to be a $99 filing fee to set up an LLC. It's actually more expensive to set up a DBA, which is $129 to set it up, plus this individual state fee in Kentucky. Kentucky's got a cheaper state fee than most do, so you're talking all in under $200 to be able to set up your actual LLC for your business. So literally pennies on the dollar. And for context, the national average for an attorney to file an LLC and corporate paperwork for a business owner is $1,500 to $2,000 to be able to set it up. And that traditionally is one of the bigger deterrents as why business owners want to remain in the sole proprietor entity type, because they can't afford $1,500, they can't afford $2,000 to set up as an LLC, and they were just not able to do it. So when we position this in the market as, don't worry, it's $99 plus your individual state fee. We do all 50 states, and if you want to do business in Kentucky and Ohio and Pennsylvania, we'll set up that legal structure as well for you to be able to do on your behalf. So you're talking under $200 to be able to set it up all in and pass those savings along to your clients, which is obviously really, really important stuff. And then EINs, tax IDs, obviously something that's really important when we open business accounts. We do have a filing fee through MyCorporation for them, but as a result of COVID, what we've done is completely waived filing fees so that we're just working. We have a specific process with the IRS where we're able to access them immediately. Say a customer comes in your branch, 2 minutes later, they don't have their tax ID, we will get it for you with them sitting right there at your desk. And we're just going to waive all filing fees for KBA member banks for the time being, because we want to be able to save as much money for your business clients as possible, because right now they need as much cash to put back into their business to keep their doors open. So it's just our way of supporting our member banks and keeping you guys and your relationships happy. So we will get wrapped up here if we don't have any more questions. But if you do have any follow-up things where you want to ask specific questions about how the program works, my contact information and Selena's contact information is on the screen. If you want to know how the program works through the KBA, please reach out to Selena, and she'll be able to take care of any setup process that you guys want. She's fantastic to work with. Otherwise, if you have questions about the specific MyCorp program or how the program actually works, please reach out to me at any time. That's my contact information. And we will make this session recording available to you guys afterwards via email as well. So thank you so much for your time today. I apologize for the audio snafu at the top of the hour, but hopefully you appreciate it and took some valuable information away, and we'll hopefully talk soon. So thank you so much.